What is the meaning of life? Well, this is a very, very played out question, and I should hope you already have the answer. But if you don't, let me end the suspense. It's a really boring answer. It's one of those deceptively simple answers that has so much depth, and if you would just look at it, beyond it being a cliche, because there's a reason why cliches are cliches. It's because they're so obvious, they're right in your face and you can't see it. And instead of just taking a step back and looking at the cliche and realizing it for the universal truth that it is, people mock it and ignore it as something that's stupid. Isn't that the dumbest thing that you could possibly do? The best place to hide something is in plain sight. And they do this all the time. The cult hides things right in front of you so you can see it. Revelation of method. There it is. It's right there. Here's what we're doing. Here's our little gang signs. Here's what's going on. Here's what life's all about. And it's mockery because we're just too stupid to see it. The meaning of life? What is the meaning of life? We are too small to know. As far as the meaning of life. Whose meaning? My meaning or your meaning? God's meaning? The planet's meaning? Since it's a superorganism, right? On what level are we talking about? In what dimension are we talking about? See, the problem is these seemingly giant questions can be very simple because it's not that they're unanswerable, is that we're asking the wrong questions to begin with. What do you mean? What's the meaning of life? From what perspective? Because you're never going to know the meaning of life from God's perspective. Maybe at some point when the source, we all culminate together and become one again in 1 trillion years or whatever. Maybe, whatever. That's irrelevant in this lifetime, isn't it? And trying to attain God's meaning, or you trying to attain my meaning, or me trying to attain your meaning, doesn't get me any closer to understanding the meaning of life. Because that question is just so nebulous and vague. If you understand that we are co-creating existence, and every single one of us is like a leaf on a branch of a tree, and the tree is God, right? Just a simple metaphor. You can look at life as a garden. There's a great book by James Allen called As a Man Thinketh. And this is the metaphor he uses. It's a very short read. It'll change your life. Life-changing book. You should read it or listen to the audiobook after you get done with this video. Fantastic book. And it talks about how if you don't tend to a garden, it turns to garbage. You gotta make sure you weed it. You gotta make sure that you clip the bad branches of whatever you're growing. I'm not a gardener, right? And it's been a while since I've read it. But you have to tend to it if you want it to look nice. And if you just let it go, it's gonna turn into something not so nice. It's gonna get overrun by every shrub and every single thing. That's your life. If you don't tend to your life, as a garden, then it's gonna get overrun by parasites and soil that's not fertile, right? The seeds that you sow won't take root if you're not taking care of the garden, or you're sowing garbage seeds and now you got garbage you need to eat, and nothing you've sown bears fruit. Or you've sown something that does bear fruit, but you didn't tend to it, and now you got nothing. Great metaphor. Great metaphor. I actually use it all the time, and you can draw all kinds of parallels to the Garden of Eden and things like that, being banished, right? Exit from Eden. All kinds of metaphors. These are all spiritual infrastructures. You can look at life as a grave. So many people are talking about a spirit in a coffin, in a meat puppet. This body is a soul coffin. We're born dead, right? If you listen to metal, I grew up listening to metal, hear this kind of stuff all the time. All these metaphors, from cradle to the grave. And no matter who you are, whatever you think, you're right. I tell my son all the time, if you think you can do it, you're right. If you think you can't do it, you're also right. You are what you think. And the world is made by you. We're in that mirror bubble that extends out to the maximum extreme of our five senses. Everything beyond that mirror ball, that the world is our mirror, right? And we're creating it. Everything beyond that mirror ball is just potentiality, unrendered aspects, unrendered video game. And it renders, right? We throw the intention and it comes back to us. We don't know when, because it's on God's time. Sometimes something, our intention comes back immediately. And sometimes it takes years. And sometimes it never comes back because, again, we're intermingled with different people creating at the same time. And a lot of times, if somebody's got a stronger belief than you, you subconsciously assign yourself into a submissive position and you help them create their world. I've talked at length how that's what the cult does. They keep us in panic, they feed us scarcity and fear porn, and we keep on creating their kingdom. Life, as far as we're concerned, doesn't have a meaning. And if it does, it's beyond our ability to comprehend it. If we're talking about the full meaning of everything, if we're talking about God, it's like an ant. It's me trying to explain trigonometry to an ant. Oh, here's the meaning of life. It's x squared with the... So we're asking the wrong questions. The questions that we should be asking is, what does it mean? What does it mean to me? What does it mean to you? What is it about? And you're only going to find it in here. I'll tell you what, that's great that you all go to church. It's great that you guys read philosophy books. It's great that you're learning about the secret history of the world and other resets, and that's very important. But until you do the internal work, until you do your shadow work, until you confront things that you don't want to confront, until you dig and know thyself, you'll never find meaning. You're never going to find a preacher that tells you the meaning of life. And I can't tell you your meaning. I can tell you how to find it. You look within. For me, the meaning of life is communication. I need to be able to convey these complex ideas and share. Really, it's not a specific thing. It's your gift. Sharing your gift. Making things bigger and better. That's what we're here to do. We're supposed to make things better. We're supposed to multiply, right? We're supposed to add value. Everybody loves somebody that they can be around that makes them feel appreciated, that makes their life better, that enhances the moment. And you enhance everybody's life around you when you share your gifts. And that, whatever that is, that should be your meaning, because it'll resonate with you. You'll notice how it feels and you'll recognize yourself. It'll be a feeling of remembering. Oh shit. Remembering something you forgot you already knew. Oh shit. That's what that thing is. So the problem is they got us chasing money. So we think that's the reward because that's the instant gratification, distraction, money. Well, I really love music, but I should be a doctor because there's actually money and music is just a pipe dream. That's what my parents told me. Well, okay. Well, what if my gift is music? Yeah, but that's not why you're here. You're here to do what you're here to do. You're here to share your gift and make the world bigger. Not apologize for your wasted space. Not be a consumer, but become valuable. And that's meaning. That's meaning. Your meaning is your gift, and honing that, finding bigger and better ways to share that with people, and making them wake up to their meaning. Because ultimately, we're all just one looking at each other. We're just God witnessing himself subjectively, giving himself amnesia and trying to find himself again through us, trying to get us to awaken to the next level. So find your meaning, because you can make it the garden, or you can make it the grave. Either way, I dig it. See you guys next time.